More vocab. So when we talk about genetics, gene linkage, when two genes are linked, they're found really close together on the same chromosome. When two genes are close together on the same chromosome, they tend to be inherited together. So some of the stuff that we didn't talk about Mendel in very great detail is that he sort of had three laws: the law of dominance, the law of segregation, and the law of independent assortment. The law of dominance, I think everybody gets, right, that dominant covers up recessive. And so that one's sort of the easiest one for us to handle. The law of segregation means when each critter goes to make its gametes, right, its reproductive cells, its eggs or sperm, the big A and the little a get inherited separately. They segregate into separate eggs. And then the law of independent assortment means that each gene should be inherited independently of the others. This linkage thing, when two genes are found close together on the same chromosome, this violates Mendel's law of independent assortment because sometimes genes are inherited together instead of separately because they're too close together on the same chromosome for crossing over in meiosis to separate them on a regular basis. So then meiosis, right, that's the process of making eggs and sperm. Remember that eggs and sperm are haploid cells. They have half the genetic material of a body cell. Crossing over happens in prophase 1 of meiosis 1, and it's responsible for some of the genetic diversity that we find in sexual reproduction. Recombination is the rearranging of the DNA, the breaking, shuffling, and putting it back together that happens in crossing over. Sex-linked traits, we're going to review that one more time because people have sometimes a hard time with that. And that's traits that are carried on the X chromosome, and the inheritance pattern of that looks different in males than in females because males only get one X chromosome and females get two X chromosomes. Eugenics is a term that you may not have heard before, and that's where you kill everybody who doesn't have the right genetic stuff that you like. Um, Gene regulation, that's how genes are turned on and turned off. Recombinant DNA, that's when we mix DNA from different species. And then gene therapy, again, we've talked about using biotechnology to replace a faulty gene in a person or an animal with a good copy to cure that disease.